Alhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum. These days we see suffering of Muslims around the world, from Palestine to Kashmir, to Iraq, to Afghanistan, to Bosnia, and so many other places. And we need to be aware of our challenges. Our challenge is to amplify the voice of justice in our own country and talk about the plight of Muslims everywhere. But our challenge is also to be aware of those who are exploiting the suffering and the grievances of Muslims. Those who sit on their hollow thrones of self-righteousness, in comfort, in isolation, as cowards, and yet they want young people to go and die for them. Not for the cause, because it doesn't help the cause, but for their own selfish reasons and interests. The Quran tells us, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. We seek refuge in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, basically. And from what? From those satanic whispers that are being spread among people through their hearts. What is that satanic whisper? When somebody challenges you to be more brave and more courageous, that's a satanic whisper. When they challenge your bravado, when they are holier than thou, they act like they can pray more than you. They're more religious than you. A form of arrogance by exploiting spirituality. That's something to be aware of, because we know there are issues now in the world today that are very serious, and the main problem for Muslims around the world is that the voice of justice is not being heard. So we have to take that voice now and champion that voice in our mosques, in our community centers, in our political arenas. But don't allow others to exploit that. Don't allow others to exploit the suffering and the emotions of Muslims around the world. Our challenge now is to accept the torch of Islam that is being given to us from our parent generation and pass it on to future generations. And that Islam, as Ibn al-Qayyim says, is represented by wisdom and justice and compassion and what benefits mankind. The opposite of that is cruelty and injustice and corruption and a lack of wisdom, foolishness. So let us remember what those challenges are for us today. And inshallah, as the Quran says, لا ينهاكم الله عن الذين لم يقاتلوكم في الدين ولم يخرجوكم من دياركم أن تبروهم وتقسطوا إليهم إن الله يحب المقسطين. So what the Quran is telling us is to be kind and just to those who don't drive us from our own homes and who are not attacking us for our faith, but be good to them. Tabarruhum. What does that mean? If you go to the Quran, look it up. In Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 177. Al-Bir. What is something that is virtuous, something that is good, genuine, and in depth as well as in breadth. To be good to people, one of the components of Al-Bir is وَالصَّابِرِينَ فِي الْبَأْسَاءِ وَالضَّرَّاءِ وَحِينَ الْبَأْسِ, that we are patient and steadfast, and we weather the storm, and we are tenacious in moving forward regardless of the calamity or the adversity that is being imposed upon us. That's the true challenge of the Muslim today. And inshallah, our jihad, our struggle, is for decency and compassion and justice in our society today, that will end up in helping Muslims around the world and help secure the future of Islam in America, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.